Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Coffee and Contemplation with Lynn, and hopefully our surprise guest will be here very soon. Very, very excited. Um, Josh will not be with us today because he is in Disney, which is a fantastic reason to not be here, and I'm very happy for him. And I hope he's having a great time. Tim Pruitt, welcome in. I love that your channel member logo changed. You're the first blue one I've seen. Thank you for being a member. Sandy Norris, welcome in. Super Fluffy Yeti, probably the best YouTube name ever out there in the YouTube world as a whole. Good morning. James Ryan, welcome in. Thank you for being a member. Brenda Pruitt, welcome in. Yay, here we are. Happy Saturday. It's me. You're you. We're here. Saturday. I need more coffee. I'm so behind on my coffee. How are you all doing today? I am doing well. Jeffrey Renzendez, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Have used the last of my, what was this? I don't know. I got it from Home Goods. Home Goods coffee sale deal, whatever it is, in my, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. My coffee creamer is really good. But we are supposed to have a very special guest today. He's working on some tech issues, which I also had some tech issues today. Jedi Balloon Master, welcome in back. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I had set up and I turned everything on, and the headset wouldn't connect, and then the screen went black when I tried to wiggle some wires, and then I had to call in my tech crew, which is my husband, and he fixed everything in the nick of time. But what are you all up to today on this lovely Saturday? I know I have work later on. Welcome in, Tina McNeil. Thank you for being a member. Loving seeing the blue logo pop up. What is that? The 2-month, I think. That's awesome. Yay. I'm trying to see if our special guest will be here very soon. Very excited to have him once he gets his tech issues ironed out. And then we will be chatting and contemplating with a new special face that you all know. And I'm excited to get to know him better. James Ryan, you have a trip coming up, right? Very soon, early October. I'm still talking with Mr. Project about that. So all the guys' birthdays are coming up very soon, very soon. So October 3rd and October 5th is all of the guys in my house's birthdays. Mr. Project and my youngest share the same birthday, October 5th, and October 3rd is my firstborn. So BDF, welcome in. Thanks for being here. October 7th to the 11th, and then November 20th to the 25th. Nice. Oh, that's so exciting. So we're gonna try to figure something out. That gives me extra dates to try to consider, but we'll see if we can get up there. I want to really visit Disney Springs. We don't have our passes anymore, so we won't be visiting the parks anytime too soon. And I don't think they've announced reopening annual passes for anyone yet. So ours expired back in June, and due to the circumstances at the time, I did not renew, but just waiting to hear word on all of that. Jenny, JLB Nerdy, welcome in. Oh, I It's exciting news. Hold on. Let me see. Where is this bag? Oh no, I can't find it. Where is this bag? I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. It's here somewhere. There it is. I totally meant to wear this and open it. So exciting. So Jenny was the winner of our 1-year anniversary giveaway. And I actually offered to her if she wanted a coffee cup or if she'd prefer a t-shirt. So look what came in the mail. Yay! So I'm going to send yours out to you, Jenny, very soon. Here, I'm going to put it on. This is my shirt. I'm not putting your shirt on. Hold. It came way faster than expected. Hold on. All right. Look at that. I love it. So I will get that out to you in the next couple days. Yours is right here. Mine is on me. I'm not wearing yours. And I will send that out to you shortly. But I like it. It's I just pushed that against my face. They smell kind of weird when you get them. So that's on them, not on me, Jenny, just so you know. Oh, yay. Do it. I can't wait to see it, Jenny. MC Lynn about to drop some dope beats on the microphone. Yeah, smushed against my face. I don't know what that was, but we'll see. We'll see. We don't know what to expect with Lynn. I almost forgot to wrap up my boo-boo. And you guys almost were exposed unwillingly, unrelenting. But then at the last minute, I remembered to grab a Band-Aid so that I can hide the gore from you guys. So good. It doesn't really though, James. I just put this bandage on it for now so that you guys don't have to see it. I'm trying to keep it exposed to the air when I'm at home so that it can dry out. It's still weeping, as gross as that sounds, but when I go to work, I have to put the non-stick wrap on it and then bandage it up. But nah, we're all tough, unlike all the boys in your house. Tina, it's so true. But I will say, maybe this will sound mean to you guys, but I don't think it sounds mean at all. I think it's hilarious. I have been using this as such a fun game, torture tool. I don't know. So when I'm changing the dressing on it, I will sneak it underneath, like in their eyesight. Sean was making some ribs the other night and checking his sous vide, and I just kind of snuck it in underneath in his eyesight, so he had to look at it. And then I did the same thing to Lucas right before he was eating a burger. I was like, "Hey, Luke, come here. I want to show you something." And then I just shoved it in his face, and he dipped out and was so grossed out. But it's so much fun. I don't know. I think it's hilarious that they are so grossed out by it. So I'm really using it for my own enjoyment. You have to wrap it up for work in one of those waterproof things. Yes. Afraid of a little pathogen drizzle, are they? Oh, yeah. Lynn payback is brutal. You really don't. Tina says the one chance to get back at them for trolling you. I'm not sorry. Exactly. They've had this coming to them long, long time. So they deserve every little piece of it. And I don't know. I think it's really, really funny. But yes, for work, I have to wrap it up in the bandage, the non-sticky thing, and then the finger cuts. And I need to start wearing a glove at work because it's soaked. My bandage is soaked when I get home at night, and that's not good. It should stay dry. That's the one thing. But I am taking antibiotics, so I should be fine. And I've been washing it, keeping it clean. More wound care chat. What are you guys up to this weekend? I don't really have anything super fun planned. Probably gonna take a nap after the stream, not gonna lie. But hopefully our friend will be with us shortly. I did see him for a brief moment and then he disappeared, but hopefully we will get to know one of our special friends in the community just a little bit better today. God willing that his computer boots back up and all of that good stuff. Don't want to talk about spiders today. Oh, but speaking of bugs, so I'm here by myself and I'm bringing it up. Anyways, there was a centipede or a millipede. I think it's a millipede. They're one of the ones that was like this long and a billion legs. Yeah, Keith, these are not going to be sweet rewards for my boys. They they bully me pretty bad in this house. I am the only girl in the house, so yeah, I get the brunt of it. Oh, so this was crawling on the floor the other night when I got home from work, and I squealed and told Mr. Project to hurry up and kill it. And he tried to kill it for a good couple minutes. It was actually really, really gross. It wouldn't die. And I was just standing in the background squealing. So that was the newest gross thing that that happened this week. I think that was actually the night before last. I don't know. It was so gross. But I had never seen one before. I have no idea how it got into our house. And on the second floor, nonetheless. And it was really, really nasty. So there's a new bug ism for Lynn that I don't like and was super nasty. But I don't know exactly Florida. I don't know, Jenny. It was a new level of nasty for sure. But yeah, I don't know. We've dealt with the ant ordeal. That's a normal thing. They're always kind of a problem. But that I think it was I don't even want to. I can't even bring myself to Google centipede and millipede because I don't want to know which one it was. But oh, we have a very special surprise guest here. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. We'll have one of our friends with us. We have apparently two special guests today. This one I was not expecting, and I'm very happy to see them. Um, between the governor and creepy crawlies, won't catch me moving there. Jenny, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of craziness in Florida, and they announced yesterday that they were opening up they were opening everything up. That's what they said, but it's a little deceiving the way that they said it because restaurants and bars are still at 50% capacity. You still have to be 6 feet social distance. So that announcement yesterday was very, very deceiving to the general public and really didn't make that much sense at all because it didn't really actually change anything. So I don't know. It's whatever. Short story long once again. Florida's not crazy. They are normal. Mr. Willie, they are not normal. They are all crazy down here. Dulab Dad Jeff, welcome in. 9 3/4. I didn't get it at first. Now I do. My pinky. I'm a little bit lighter. I had some extreme weight loss regimen this week. Oh, thanks for being here. Welcome in. Disney said they aren't doing anything as of now because of it. Hannah, welcome in. Thanks for being here. You guys are hilarious. It's a long nickname, but when it fits, it fits. Okay. I'll go with it. I'll buy it. At work, I'm being called Slice, so I mean, it's there's many of them to come, I'm sure, and as it heals, we'll see what unveils. Sean still won't look at it. He refuses to look at it until it's completely healed. Are you ready? Are you good? All right, here we go. We have one special guest.
What's
Hey,
up, guys?
how are
Can
you?
you hear yourself?
No,
Okay, good. Because it won't let me use my AirPods for some reason.
nope, you're good. I can't hear me at all.
You know, I have to have my mask on because, well, you know what? I'm going to actively drink, so I don't have to wear it.
There we go.
So, we are in Animal Kingdom today,
Yay!
and we got a lot done this morning. We've already ridden pretty much everything, but the line to Expedition Everest was in Dino Land.
What?
Yeah, and the line for Navi River Journey was at Nomad.
No way.
Yeah, no, granted, there's 6 feet between everybody,
Right, right,
but
right.
um, yeah.
That's crazy. So how long did those lines go?
Well, it said so. Everything's an estimate because like the queues aren't set up for social distancing as far as the time limits. But Expedition Everest said 35 minutes. I don't think I believe that.
Yeah, I can't see that with a line all the way to Dino Land.
Yeah, we just rode Dinosaur, so I'm good on my chiropractor visits now. But we rode Dinosaur, and it was like maybe 30-minute wait. It said 40. It was probably 30.
Okay. Hey, Candy Mom Cynthia, welcome in.
But I
Uh,
can't see the chat, by the way, guys. So if you're talking to me, I can't see the chat.
Everybody's just saying hi. Jenny's asking if you're hanging out with adults in Disney. I saw that they're there this weekend too.
Yeah, I saw them briefly this morning. We were just sitting down to eat, and we're going to catch up with them later.
Nice.
I hung out with Kelly and Mama Mouse yesterday at Magic Kingdom. Watched Kelly
Yay.
save somebody's life in Town Square. That was pretty interesting.
No way.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, you may have been watching his stream when I was telling about it, but Kelly, somebody had an epileptic seizure about 10 feet from Kelly. And
Wow.
Kelly's a combat medic. And he went over there and helped the guy. And it was probably 10 minutes later before actual medics got there, Disney medics. So,
Wow, that's
yeah,
crazy.
it was interesting. We probably hadn't seen him, but for maybe 5 minutes, and that happened.
That's
Uh,
insane.
but
I'll
yeah, we
have to
hung out
check
with
that out.
them. And then I was supposed to see Donna yesterday. They ended up going to Magic Kingdom still, but after after having been up since 6 a.m. the previous day, driving through the night, it stormed the entire way down
Oh no.
to Florida, literally from Tennessee, like big raindrops, pooling water, wind. It was exhausting. Then
That's
going to the park and it being, blazing hot, so I couldn't hang out any longer. I had to tuck out. I did go back to the room and take a quick cat nap and met up with Dale and Corey for dinner.
oh nice.
But now we're here. Tomorrow is Hollywood Studios. Kelly and Mama Bounce will be there as well. I'm gonna hang out with them some more. So
That's awesome. Are
Addie
you
ate up some Kelly. She was all about some Kelly. Wrote everything with him.
really? Aw, that's so cute.
Yeah, my
Since
mom and Addie are riding the dinosaur Dumbo, whatever it's called.
oh the
Triceratops spin.
yeah.
Dinosaur Dumbo. I like Dinosaur Dumbo better.
I like that. We're gonna have to rename it. Josh has just renamed it Dinosaur Dumbo. Candy Mom said Josh's daughter stole the spotlight from that stream.
She was watching it. Oh yeah, yeah. She
Addie
was
was in
all
that
about it.
one.
She
Aw,
was all through it. Her and Kelly was running it.
that's so sweet. I'll have to check it out. Aw. Kelly and Mama Mouse are awesome. We got to hang
They
out with
are.
them in January, and we had a really great time getting to know them a little bit better in person, and they're a lot of fun. They're really, really
Yeah,
sweet.
good people.
Yes, very good people. That's so great.
You want to say hi on the stream?
Hi, Lynn.
That's my mom.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are
Oh, it
you?
froze.
It did freeze.
It froze. Hang on, it'll catch back up. Look, Lynn looks funny.
You look funny, Josh. I
Why
don't
did it
look
freeze?
funny.
Did you spill my water?
That's my water.
Your water's in my bag.
It froze.
Oh no.
Sorry.
That's okay. We can
Hi.
still hear you. It's a very intense frozen face. I will say that. There we go. Hi.
Oh, I forgot about you had your 10 o'clock thing on Saturday.
Yep. Well, it's 11 o'clock because we're in
Well,
Eastern
no,
time.
but
But well, we're gonna go find something to do. I wanted to pop on and say hi to everybody.
Yeah, thanks so much for popping in. You guys
Absolutely.
have a blast, and let's see. I don't know. Just eat some
did you
popcorn in
tell her
my
about
honor.
April?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm about to go get me some kungaloosh.
Yay! Yeah, it's about
Nomad
time
open.
for that.
Nomad's open right now. I think maybe we can go get a table at Nomad.
There you go. Have a little pre-lunch snack and drink.
I'm sure it's crowded, but we'll see.
Did you tell her about
Oh, you
April?
might
Yeah,
get lucky. I think I'm rooting for you guys to get lucky.
we'll see. It's a lot more. It's a lot busier than I expected it to be.
Really?
But supposedly there's some kind of weird Georgia like fall break thing that's going on. So
Oh, that's
and so
strange.
like the parks are far busier than I anticipated. Plus you have that on top of it. So
Right, right.
like yesterday at Magic Kingdom, the lines were just ridiculous,
Really?
and it was hot, and I was tired. So
Well, I look forward to seeing the vlogs that
drop,
whoopsie,
drop my
that you
bottle.
come home with, and I hope you guys have a great time and get to see all the friends and all that good stuff. I'm so happy for you.
Thanks. Well, hopefully the vlogs turn out. It's been a minute. We'll
Quit
see.
stealing me. Oh, it'll be good. It'll be great.
Have fun
All
on your
right.
stream, and I will see everyone next Saturday. Or well,
Yes.
no, I won't be on Monday either. I'll see everyone at some time.
There we go.
See you guys.
All right. Bye, Josh. Thanks for popping in. Oh, that was so fun. I'm gonna have to check that out. Hey, Disney Nerd Herders, welcome in. Um, Mr. Project just stole my water. Yeah, I can't wait to see his vlogs on his trip. That'll be great. So many friends are there right now. Kelly and Mama Mouse. I'm gonna have to check that out. That's I think I was sleeping through all of their live streams yesterday, but hopefully they're going. I'm sure they're going live again today. I just didn't check in with all of that. Yeah, I really loved the new the way that Josh edited his last vlog that he put out. It was a lot of fun and very, very well edited. So I'm sure that they'll turn out great, and I look forward to seeing it. That's crazy that the line went all the way to Dino Land for Expedition Everest. Like, I get it for the social distancing, but I don't know. That's pretty crazy. You see. Addie is such a sweetie. We had a lot of fun hanging out with them last November. Josh's mom and Addie and Britt and Kate. It was a lot of fun. Oh. Hopefully our other friends will be here soon. Dean, the turkey likester, welcome in. Thanks for being a member. Yeah, it was really good to see the smile on Josh's face. Yeah, I'm so happy for them to be back in Disney. I know that he has really, really, really been looking forward to it for a while, so I'm happy that they get to have that. Yeah, Dance Electric JC, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Oh, that's a good point, Tina. A lot of times the standby lines get along when they're cleaning, but move fast once that's done. So they have to clean the carts and everything. So once they do that, then yeah, Gobble-tastic Saturday. You guys are so funny. But I was about to say something and I forgot what I've lost my thought and brain farted. Oh, social distance. Not standby. That's not the acronym for SD. I just make up my own words, I guess. We already know that. How is my coffee already cold? But oh yes, the races. Jenny JLB Nerdy is a huge part of the reason that I signed up for. I talked about it a little bit on Thursday night. If you weren't there or didn't catch the replay, yeah, exactly, Cynthia. I need one of those sippy cups, the insulated ones to keep it hot. But this is actually my very first ever Disney mug, the mug that started the obsession collection. The one from our very first trip, 2018, and I love it. And then my chip cup was the second one from that trip. So yes, so Jenny, I consulted my friend Jenny when I saw that she had signed up for the virtual races, the Princess Marathon weekend. And that weekend has a little extra special meaning to me because it was my first race I've ever done. And yes, Cynthia, I saw it. I absolutely loved it. I was at work, so I didn't comment, but I think it's amazing. I love the quote on there too. But I I saw that she had signed up for it, and the 10K is a punsy Rapunzel medal, a Rapunzel shirt. So I knew I really wanted to do it, but I was on the fence because you guys know that I had originally signed up for the 10K half marathon challenge for Wine and Dine. But I have since canceled that. I got the refund because it went virtual and it is what it is. But I yeah, I'll probably end up walking most of the 10K, but um I was on the fence on whether I should do the challenge again or if I should just do the 10K because that's what I really wanted to do. That was what I had wanted to do for the Wine and Dine and kind of got forced into doing the challenge because the 10K wasn't available. But I that's great. I plan on watching the vlog of your walking. It's a 3-hour long vlog. We'll just have to put it all in time lapse. But very wise words, great friend, and I'm glad that I talked to you before signing up for it. And then I ended up making my own challenge, which was signing up for the 5K and the 10K, which is what I really wanted to do, not a half marathon. I'm not there yet, but I haven't worked out at all. I haven't ran. I haven't even rode my bike. And I want this to get me to a place where that I can start pushing myself to be more active. And I think that this will help because it's something that I really love. I'm really passionate about it. And it was a very, very emotional experience for me back in February when I did finally do my first race and ran the 5K. And I did a vlog on it, and I was actually talking to my other friend Noelle about it, and I rewatched the vlog, which was very poorly edited, I will say, but I started crying again, just rewatching, reliving that experience. And that's one of the great things about this, like the YouTube experience, is that I will now forever have that moment in my life on video, and it's not going anywhere. And it's something I can go and watch and relive that experience whenever I want. And just doing something like that on my own. I don't do a lot of things by myself. I never really have. I've, basically always had my family, and we always do things together. So having that to watch and relive and remember that experience is very special to me. So I'm very excited, and I'm not going to be doing the 5K and the 10K on the same day, but I will be doing them very close together. And I'm not going to cheat and not do the 10K in one day. I will do it all at once. Maybe I'll vlog it, maybe I won't, but I'm very excited for it. So yeah, another short story long for you guys about running the virtual races. I thought about signing up for one in January, maybe doing the 5K, but I think I'm just going to hold out for the Princess Marathon weekend. Not cheating to split it up. Anything goes with the virtual. Well, if Jenny says so, then it's a fact. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to have those medals and just the little rite of passage. I've been really wanting to do a 10K, and I'm actually thinking about pulling out the Rapunzel outfit and maybe updating it and running the actual 10K dressed up anyways, even though it's not in Disney and it's just here on the side of the road. But I think it would be a lot of fun to just run in a tutu for no reason. So I'll probably do that anyways. But let's see, we have a friend backstage. When you're ready, give me a thumbs up and I will add you to the stream. Our very, very special guest. Run, Rapunzel, run. All right. I think we're good to go. Yes, I'm going to definitely run on the streets like a crazy person in a tutu. All right, ready? Big unveiling. Set.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
You can hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Apparently, I turned everything off right before you came on.
Well, that sounds like you pulled a Lynn.
I did. I think that was should be blonde moment, perhaps. I don't know. For the record, that doesn't count against you, however.
No, that's on you. I still have all three.
What was bad was I've sat here all morning since about 8 o'clock working on it, making sure everything was working, and it worked perfectly right up till you sent me the StreamYard, and it was working then. And I clicked, I pulled a Shep's what I did. I pushed a button.
You pushed a button.
and it
Oh,
killed
no.
everything.
Oh,
So-
that stinks.
So
Well, you're here now.
Yeah, I'm here now. So
That's all
good
that
morning,
matters.
everybody.
Oh, you got some nice bling on your shirt, I see there.
Oh yeah, how about that?
I love it.
Since I don't have a coffee contemplation T-shirt yet, I figured I'll at least put on your pen. So
I love it. Thank
and
you.
I just got Josh's in the new pen in the mail too. So I guess I could have worn it since he was just in here. But
yeah, he popped in for a little bit. They're at Animal Kingdom today. I'm so excited. He's having a blast.
yeah, my daughter and her husband are down there this weekend too. In fact, they're in Animal Kingdom today. If they were online, I'd have her say hi to him, but I don't know if I'd ever catch up with her.
Aw, they could meet Josh.
Yeah, I'd like for them to, but I don't know if I could make that happen since I don't know where he's going to be all day. So, but I might work on it once we get through.
Yeah. Everybody's happy to see you. Yes, Tim Pruitt.
Good morning, and yes, I am real. This is all of me. Most all of me, anyway.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you could be here with us this morning. It's our special honorary guest on Coffee and Contemplation. You're always here on Saturdays, and I think it's awesome that we get to see you, meet you, know a little bit more about Tim Pruitt, the real person.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm glad to be here. It was, I had a thought that I might ask about doing it sometime. And when Josh wasn't going to be here, I volunteered to show up. And I don't know if I forced myself on Lynn or if I just was lucky enough to get invited. But here I am.
Absolutely. No, it's an absolute delight, and I'm happy you're here. I want to get to know you a little bit better, and you let the people know things about you and get to know the person behind the name, and chat. Just, that's one thing that I love. Like, I love our Zoom call meetings, and that sounded like work. Our Zoom chats where we get to know each other a little bit better, and I get to see your faces, and we just, get to hang out and talk, and I love that. And when you came on for the anniversary stream was awesome, and I look forward to getting to know you better, because in chat you can only say so much. There's only certain amount of letters you can type at a time, and there's certain amount of things that you can talk about. And so I think this is a good opportunity for everybody to get to know Tim Pruitt, the man behind the chat.
Well, let me say hi to everybody. I see a lot of people saying hi, and so I'm going to say hi to everybody without typing in. JLB Nerdy said I'm a real person, so that's good. And Dean's on here, and I sent Dean a picture of a turkey leg yesterday. Kelly, my daughter, was eating a turkey leg at Epcot, so
I saw that. I love it.
And James Ryan's here. That was her and her husband. She's down there with another couple. They're down there with another couple, but and I think they're staying at Pop Century. So
very nice.
So they'll have fun for a week or so. All the changes, the schedule and everything they set up months ago, of course, got changed. All their reservations were canceled, and you know, all the stuff because of COVID. And somehow or another, that turned into extra days for them to be down there. So they're actually going to be there a couple days longer. I think they're there till next weekend, or at least till next Friday.
And, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, she liked the turkey leg. I haven't talked to her about it in particular, but she's always been a turkey leg eater. So I'm quite sure, Tina, that she enjoyed it. You know, kids are funny. That 1 minute when they want something, they're usually pretty available. When they're out having fun, they don't. After a while, they just sort of start ignoring your texts and your calls. You know. Phone just rings.
Yeah.
Any other time they wouldn't be without it, but if it's dad or if it's mom, then they may not answer it right away.
Right. Yeah, that happens. It happens sometimes.
and from the get to know me part, I might as well start there. I've got two daughters. Kelly's the youngest. She's I'm not going to try to do it. She's 33, I believe, this year, and my oldest daughter's 38.
Nice.
So I've been around for a while. My wife Brenda and I are both the same age, born the same year at least. She claims to be 5 months younger than me, but not sure that really counts. But
well, I'm 3 months younger than Sean, so he'll always be older than me.
so you're the same way then.
Yeah.
That's what she says.
Yeah, he's always going to be older than me.
You're always older than I am.
I can relate. That's great.
I've bounced around, I haven't bounced around the country so much. I've bounced around a few places. I actually lived in Florida in the mid 70s for a couple years going to school.
Oh, really? Whereabouts?
Daytona Beach.
Okay.
It's fun, strange coincidence. Michelle from Monarch Moments.
Uh-huh.
And I actually went to the same school in Florida.
Really?
I'm sure at different times. She's younger than I am. But yeah, we both went to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, which is in Daytona Beach. And when I went there, it was an aircraft training center, flying and for
so
pilots
cool.
And mechanics. And I was there to be a technician or mechanic. And that's what I did for the first almost 20 years of my professional career. And yeah, we were talking one night, or she was, and something came up about Florida and school, and she mentioned something about going to an aeronautical university, and that's why I said, where, by chance? Turned out to be the same place. It's a small world sometimes.
That's so cool.
Go ahead.
So you were a technician for 20 years on airplanes? Yeah,
I started out working on. I met a guy when I was in high school. He was one of my best friend's brother-in-law. And he flew, and he was probably the most natural born pilot I've ever known.
That's so cool.
The guy was he was a force of nature, I think. But he got me into flying and aviation, and we actually worked on some antique airplanes even when I was in high school. And I was always kind of mechanically inclined. I worked on my own motorcycle since I was about 14, and
that's so cool.
So he and I kind of had a plan to get into the restoration business, which didn't really happen. But I did go to school to get certified, and you come out of those programs with a license from the federal government to be a licensed mechanic, and what they call an airframe and power plant mechanic, which is you can repair the airframes, which is the basic body of an airplane, and you can work on the engines. And of course, you have to be trained on every individual one.
Right.
That gives you the license to do that.
That's so cool.
So I did that for quite a while. I started out on smaller airplanes and worked my way up to corporate jets and corporate turboprops and that sort of stuff. Worked out of Nashville for about 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Met a lot of interesting people there. We were one of the terminals on the main airport there, and so a lot of the country music people, if I'm not really into country music that much, but a lot of those people came through our building, and interesting people. Some kind of strange, some kind of not, but interesting. Willie Nelson was probably the best guy of the bunch. He would always stop and talk to you, and you could have a conversation with him, and the rest of them are usually not going to be bothered, but
right, not as friendly.
Yeah. And but sometimes they'd come in. June Carter Cash came in one day with Johnny, and they'd come through a thunderstorm, and she was sick as she could be, so she just came rushing through the bathroom and rushing back out, and she was pretty pale. She was
really.
It was kind of funny, but kind of not. She probably didn't think it was all that funny. But
like sick from flying, or
yeah, they got caught in this really bad thunderstorm just as they were coming into the airport, and I guess it tossed them around a bit coming in, and she didn't handle that well.
You said June Carter.
June Carter, yeah.
That's crazy.
So Hank Williams Jr. used to come in there a lot. He's kind of a strange guy too, but
thank you, Bax.
He was always armed to the teeth. I always thought that was kind of unusual, but I guess maybe he had a lot of Hank Williams Jr.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've walked behind him one day in the office out of the hangar, and I think he was carrying 3 different pistols. So
oh my gosh.
I don't know if he just had a lot of threats back then or what, but James, we saw, Rod Stewart, and
I swear my house is haunted. That light just came on out of nowhere. That is so creepy.
So anyway, I did that for almost 20 years altogether, and then got laid off. We got bought out. We were a major service center for the aircraft we worked on up until early 90s, and we got bought out in the junk bond era of things, early 90s, and basically we're just sort of bought and sold and traded until we got into a company that decided they just wanted to get out of that business, so they just let us all go. And we were still doing business. We still had a great thing going, but they just decided they didn't want to do that anymore. So they let us go. I was at, not so fun fact, I guess, we were at Disney World when I got laid off. We had saved up and planned this great trip of a lifetime to go to Disney and spend, I think we were going to be there almost 2 weeks, 10 days or 12 or something. And we were at the Contemporary, and we actually went down with another couple and their kids. They were staying maybe at the Poly. And Monday morning rolls around. We're getting ready to go to the parks, and phone rings. And, hey, guess what, bud? You don't have a job anymore. So,
oh, no.
We stayed because it was already paid for, but it kind of I think it wasn't fair to the kids in a way, because I'm sure I wasn't as good a mood as I could have been. But we tried to make the best of it.
Yeah.
And after that, some other things happened with the business, trying to get it reopened and whatnot. And I decided to go back to college. So I went to college and got a degree in wildlife science. And
in wildlife science? Is that what
in wildlife and fishery science. And
nice.
Ended up getting a master's degree in that, and went to work for a natural resource agency here. Actually federal. I was a federal employee, but it was a Tennessee-based group. And did that for almost another 20 years, and then just retired last year. So,
well, congratulations on retirement.
Man, well, I wasn't quite ready, but I was and I wasn't. So,
yeah, that's so cool. So, Jenny's asking, did you live in Donaldson?
No, actually, I actually lived in down towards Murfreesboro. She knows the area.
Murfreesboro, I know
didn't
that
see
area.
her question. I live near Smyrna most of the time, which is between Murfreesboro and Nashville. I lived on that side of town. Some of my friends lived in Donaldson.
Okay. I'm not really familiar with Tennessee geography, but I know Murfreesboro because there was we had a store when I worked for a corporate restaurant that opened down there, but that's the only thing I really know about it.
The used to be no, they were up here. Started to say Ruby Tuesdays used to be based there, but that's not true. Cracker Barrel used to be based outside of Nashville in Lebanon. I used to work on their airplane some when we were down there. I don't know if they still fly or not, but they started out in Lebanon, Tennessee, and which is just east of Nashville. And Josh just lives north of Nashville just a little bit, so I think he might be Hendersonville or somewhere in that general area. That covers a lot of ground, but so we were kind of opposite sides of town back then. He was a pup. He was a kid then anyway. I wouldn't run into him somewhere.
That's funny. Yeah, I'm still looking forward to eventually working out a trip to Tennessee and figuring that out hopefully in the next 6 months, somewhere before June of next year, where we can all do some fun Tennessee things.
We can have a good time. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Especially if we could do it in the fall or the spring when it's not quite so hot. Because
heard that.
It's kind of like Tennessee's not so far from Florida, except the sun may not be quite as intense.
Right.
But it is just almost as humid up here. And in the summertime, mid 90s to 100, 90 to 100 degrees is not too uncommon, and the humidity is usually, like I said, almost as bad as you guys. So it can be kind of stifling. I grew up here and I still don't like it. I've never gotten used to it. I just soon have some drier weather myself, or drier humidity.
Yeah.
Myself, but the fall's nice, and especially if there's a lot of color on the leaves. And
I miss fall time. I miss.
So JLB nerd. Yeah, you guys miss that. You don't really get a whole lot of that.
No.
Down there. I can remember when I was down there going to school, I was, of course, just fresh out of high school. I remember being just absolutely fascinated by the fact that we were swimming. We could go swimming after Thanksgiving. When I grew up here, all the pools closed about Labor Day. You know, Labor Day happened, and that was like the end of summer, so everybody closed their pools. So when we were down there, we'd always try to go swimming around Thanksgiving or Christmas just because we could, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And brag about it like it was really something special. But
yeah. Well, honestly, it's too hot to even go to the pool in the summertime here, because if you're like, I'm going out to sunbathe or whatever, you have to be in the water or it's too insanely hot to just to be out in the heat.
Yeah.
You have to be in the water to be cooled down and all of that. So the weather is just starting to break, where instead of it being 93 degrees every single day, we were down to like 85, and it feels like a cold front came in, basically.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you can.
I think we're going to have cooler weather now. I saw the weather this morning. There's a big cold front coming down out of Canada, so we're going to be in the 80s, and then we're supposed to drop down lower than that, I think, some next week. And
that's great.
It may be done. It's hard to say around here. It could stay that way then the rest of the fall and never really get frosty, but you never know about Tennessee. It's kind of, since we're in the middle here, it's sort of weird.
Fickle. You can have a little bit of snow and then the whole state shuts down.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Nashville was terrible about that. A little bit of ice and snow in Nashville and the whole world went to heck.
Yeah. Oh, James Ryan, I bet that's beautiful up there, the New England fall foliage.
Well, that's true. I'd like to see that in the fall. I mean, it starts so much earlier than down here. And no doubt that that color up there probably regularly beats anything we've got down here. But it gets pretty bright down here on certain years if we have enough rain and things are, if everything works out right. But we've had a lot of dry falls and leaves just kind of turn brown and nice color, and then they just fall away.
Yeah.
But
in Michigan, I remember it would be like, it would start early, like late August, you would start to see some of the leaves changing. And then it would be like one day in October, we'd have a crazy rainstorm, and then all the leaves were gone. Overnight.
That happens here sometimes too. It just knocks them all off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, James, the reason Canada gets blamed for it is because it comes from up there. Now, it's not their fault, but it does come from up there.
They can't blame the Alaskans. That's too small.
Yeah, they could blame the Arctic, but heck, that's melting and going away. So
now they're just attacking Santa Claus, and that's not right.
That's right, James. Think about that for a minute.
Yeah, that's a way to get yourself on the naughty list there, mister.
Mr. Ryan. Pardon me. Pardon my sniffly nose.
Got to be careful about those sniffles in 2020, Tim.
I know. Yeah. That's the other thing that's really fun about Tennessee. It's like one of the worst allergy states in the country because we've got so much diversity. Diversity is a good thing with nature, but it's not always such a good thing with your nose.
Yeah, that's what Jenny is always talking about, her bad allergies too, and a couple other people from Tennessee. They've all talked about that. I never knew that it was like the hub capital of bad allergies.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other states that are bad, but I've seen charts. Like national charts, and Tennessee usually ranks right up there at the top somewhere, if not the top, real close to the top, because we just got it's because it is such a diversified state because of our topography and geography, and we've got mountains in the east and a valley land, and then plateau in the middle, and then back down to river lowlands on the west side, and it just gives we just have a lot of change and diversity. The Smokies have areas that are so high that we have plants and trees that might have been common for you in Michigan that aren't common down here except at the high elevations. And then, of course, those areas are fairly small now. They say, I know I'm getting nerdy here, but bear with me.
I love it. Welcome in, Mike. Thank you.
Those little areas are left over from the last ice age. when it
Really?
was cold. Yeah, when it was cold enough down this way that those plants grew here, certain trees, certain spruce, for example, and that kind of thing. They grew down here. Now they're just on some of the higher peaks. It's the only place that's still cold enough, or has been cold enough, for them to continue to grow and survive. But that's being somewhat challenged these days. And I'm full of nerdy stuff, so just stop me anytime and
Oh, I love it.
tell me to shut up.
I think that's super interesting. Goodbye, Keith. Have a great day. Thank you.
And that's why I aggravate you about spiders, because spiders are sort of in my wheelhouse. I mean, animals and natural stuff.
Spiders are so gross, though, Tim. 8 eyes.
What can I say?
8 legs.
Yeah, but some of them are not. Yeah, but they eat a lot of other bugs and stuff. They do a good thing. Most of them don't bite, contrary to the popular belief. Now, some of them do.
But don't they? I think that they're just born with the taste of blood in their fangs. And they just have this internal thing. They just all want to eat you and bite the inside of your thighs. That's just like their purpose in life. And then they just eat bugs along the way to stave off
So you're the real target. The bugs are just to fill in the gaps.
Yeah,
okay. Well,
glad
that explains a lot.
You didn't learn that when you were getting your master's?
No, they didn't tell us that part.
They were going to have to reteach.
I guess they were hiding that from us.
Yeah, they were.
That's the story. Yeah, they must have been. Yes. It's JLB Nerdy. I can't remember your real name, and I apologize. Jenny. Yes, Mount Lacan is where I'm talking. Is the area I was talking about. Mount Lacan is the second highest peak in the east, and it's the area that has the northern coniferous forest areas that are still up there.
That's so cool.
Mount Lacan and Mount Mitchell in North Carolina are the two tallest, and they used to argue about which one was taller until somebody finally figured out a real way to measure them in the, I guess, early. I'm serious. It was a big thing.
Really?
Yeah, there was a geologist in North Carolina, or some kind of scientist, and one over here, and they kept saying, "Oh, this is higher. No, this is higher, and this is higher." And they're both within a few feet of each other, but there's even a pile of rocks on top of LeConte that people claim that people go up there and put rocks on because they're trying to make it taller.
Make it high.
I've seen the pile. It does exist, but I don't think that's going to make it. But
well, if it's man-made and just put there, then how can it really count towards the legit fact of it?
Maybe in a few thousand years or something, it'll be all moss covered. Nobody will know the difference.
Yeah.
It's James saying blood on fangs eat inside. Yeah, we're near Halloween, James. That's true.
The spiders. I have never liked them. I remember having nightmares as a child of like giant spiders that like attack me.
You did or you don't?
I did. I do. I had those nightmares when I was a kid, and it just like put that little seed of fear in me that I can't get rid of. And ever since then, I've always hated them so much because they're just so gross looking. And we had my parents had built a new house in 1990 that we moved in when I was 5, and we had spiders there a lot. Just I don't know, because of settling in like the new house. And I remember this would happen regularly, like kind of often. I would wake up, and this is why I said this, James. I would wake up with a spider bite on the inside of my legs, and just thinking about the fact that that spider was crawling on me while I was sleeping and then bit me. Just I can never get those thoughts out of my mind of like how gross it is that they're just like invading my personal area while I'm sleeping and defenseless.
Well, I guess you got a point there. I don't really have. I mean, I've never really had any get in bed with me that I can think of, but maybe they do. Maybe they do.
I didn't invite them there. They just came.
I just maybe Michigan's got more spiders than I think, but
I don't know.
I don't know. People, my experience has been people are either scared to death of snakes, even the thought of them.
You are?
No, I said people either. That's usually people are either scared to death of snakes or spiders,
right?
And sometimes other bugs, but usually one or the other. Not always both, but usually one or the other, and then they, work it out from there.
Snakes creep me out, but spiders definitely trump all of the things.
Well, they're not slimy though. Everybody said, well, of course, snakes aren't either, really, but
they're not. So we had a ball python when I don't know if you were. I don't know the last time I shared this story, but hey, Dawn, Hitchhiking Bones, welcome in. When the kids were little, I think probably we'll say 4 and 8 about, and Sean decided to buy them a ball python as a reward for being good at their aunt's house. Okay. And when he brought it home, I said, why didn't you just get him a Happy Meal? This is not what you do. You don't reward them with a reptile in my house. This is disgusting.
A Happy Meal.
Oh.
Well, probably long term that would have been easier. The Happy Meal would have been easier to take care of, though. So.
Yeah, the buying the mice once a week, and that was gross. But I'm not cool with snakes, not at all, Jenny. But I can be near them. I can look at them, but now I'm getting the creepy crawlies. Ugh.
Okay, we don't have to talk about them anymore.
But
I won't bring them up.
My kids used to wear the snake around their neck, and they would just walk around with it, and it freaked me out. And I would just kind of leave. I'd have to go get groceries or something at that exact time that the snake was out of its gross cage thing. I don't know.
You're down in that part of Florida too, where they've got all kinds of snake problems, reptile problems.
Oh yeah, we talked
the
about
invasive, exotic invasive species, pythons and anacondas and
that aren't
that
even
kind of crap.
Yeah, they're not
not native, should not be there, need to be gone. I know some people don't understand this because some people got to love everything, and I'm not an anti-snake person at all. In fact, I think they have a lot of good uses, and I've caught them all my life. My girls used to bring them home, show them to me.
Really?
Yeah. One of them will come running. Look, Dad, what I found. It's a ringneck snake. It used to scare my poor mother to death because she was always sure that because of me, they were going to run out and grab a copperhead or a rattlesnake and come bringing it home, which they knew better than that. But she just knew they were going to get bit because I had led them astray. But the problem in Florida is so bad that those snakes really do need to be eradicated and killed or euthanized or whatever the polite word is, or taken back from whence they came. But they're really doing a lot of damage down there. Yeah, it's tough.
So what are they
working hard on it? But
what is it that they do that ruins the
the environment?
Yeah.
Ecosystem. Well, they totally disrupt the ecosystem. I mean, they pretty much eat everything that lives in the Everglades, even alligators if they're big enough and the gator's small enough.
Wow.
So they completely turn the chain of, life cycle, if you will, around.
Right.
And it just takes one little thing like that to really throw the whole system out of whack. And I know, and I probably couldn't sit here and explain it well enough in one setting to make sense, but, it's like they become a new predator that all the other species have no resistance against. They have no defense for.
Right.
You know, whatever swamp bunnies are down there didn't grow up running away from anacondas or
Right.
pythons. You know, they don't know about that. Bad enough they had rattlesnakes and stuff like that to deal with, and gators. But it really messes things up. And I guess eventually, what could eventually happen is all the native species in that part of Florida would be gone, which would not be a good thing.
Yeah,
Gators maybe not, because they've come back strong, but a lot of other stuff could be gone, and all you'd have is snakes from all other parts of the world. And it used to, at one time, people thought they wouldn't multiply here. They couldn't breed, they wouldn't breed and raise young like that, but that's found to be totally false.
Right.
And the big snakes just reproduce like crazy down there. So
really,
and they have there's a lot of teams down there working to try. I used to work with a guy, or a professor at the University of Tennessee. Reptiles were his main thing. He was the head of the biology department then, but he had a student that was actually down there catching them and working on some of that problem. That's been, oh wow, it's been almost 20 years ago. So this is not new.
Wow.
It's been happening for a while, but it's just become more
like
more widely known. Well, because it's gotten worse. I mean,
because it's
so that's why I'm not a big fan of exotic pets and things like that, because that's what happens. They get out, they get loose. People they get too big. People
don't know how to properly care for them,
and then they think it's a nice thing to turn them loose in the wild, let them go free, and that's not the right thing to do. But because
they don't belong there, it's not.
They don't belong there. No, it's not where. Yeah, I mean, it's not really always fair on them either, because in some ways that's not where they belong.
Right.
But it's really, when you get a big predator like those snakes, it's really a problem, because they just don't work out well.
Yeah.
Caiman are almost as bad. Caiman are the alligators from South America, and people used to go buy gators, in pet stores and have a little gator pet, and most of the time those were actually caiman from South America. Really? And the same thing would happen with them. They get turned loose, and so there's caiman down there too. But I don't think they've displaced gators the same way that snakes are displacing other species.
Right. Well, because there's already like the gators in the Everglades and everything like that, but the snakes, like the anacondas and what was the other one you named?
Pythons of various sorts.
Yeah, like I don't know, they're huge, and they can eat, like you said, they eat everything. So
they eat anything they can swallow, and they can swallow a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nasty when they open their jaws up and go for something. I've seen pictures of them with gators inside. I mean, they can't eat a gator.
I've seen that too. Enough. I think Josh sent me a picture. Of course he did. Of something like that. Of course he did. Of one of the snakes. I don't know. They're just all snakes to me, but that had eaten one, and then like somebody shot its head, I don't know, with a pistol, and it was, I don't know, it was crazy. It just like had its head, and then it was just like this deformed looking, like you could kind of see the shadow of the body of the gator inside of it. It's just so crazy. So nasty. Yeah. But it's crazy because they like dislocate their jaws. Yeah,
they can totally unhinge their jaws and just stretch everything open.
Yuck. Now, I'm sorry,
just so you know, and we'll quit talking about snakes. Some snakes you have in Florida are really good snakes, though. In fact, you have a lot of king snakes down there, and king snakes eat other snakes. They eat poisonous snakes. A king snake will eat a rattlesnake or a water moccasin or a copperhead. Yeah, they're immune to the poison. Plus, they're very quick. And they actually feed on the other snakes. So in some ways, having a king snake around is really a kind of a cool thing. And so if you ever catch one in your yard, you want to leave it there.
King snakes aren't poisonous?
No, king snakes are not poisonous. Oh. Down there, you've got some water moccasins. You've got you don't have so many copperheads. You've got rattlesnakes, and you've got some big rattlesnakes. And then you've got coral snakes. That's the three poisonous snakes that are there, unless somebody has turned something else loose.
Right. This is
So,
why I don't go out into the wild, and I just stay home or go to Publix and then just leave it at that.
yeah, well, I've been in the Everglades a few times when I was living down there with some friends that had airboats, and it's amazing the stuff that's out there. I mean, you're going through sawgrass, tall Everglades grass. It's over the boat if you were standing there, it'd be way over your head. And you go through there and it kind of flattens down and it sort of flops in the boat as you go. And you look down and there's like 15 snakes running around down the bottom of the boat. They just kind of happen.
I could not do that.
Okay, no more creepy crawly stuff. We can talk about warm and cuddlies or something else if you want to.
Oh, that's awesome, James. I can't wait for you to have a place down in Florida too. That's awesome. After they finish graduate school, I'm just catching up in chat real quick.
Yeah, I'm on.
Must be nice to visit New York City and friends. Yes. Thanks for being here from Pete's channel, I appreciate you being here. Keene will have their pumpkin festival. It's so weird being down in Florida because anyone else haven't had breakfast? Dean, I need to have breakfast because I need to take my antibiotic, and they said not to take it on an empty stomach, and I'm scared I'm getting my feet off the floor because I'm getting
Oh no.
I just
ruined your morning.
No, not at all. But bunnies, Tim, talk about
we can talk about bunnies. Yeah, we can do bunnies.
So do tell me one thing. That was the weirdest sentence ever. So do tell me, Tim. So your second, you said you went back to college and you got a master's in environmental. What was?
Well, my master's technically was in wildlife science.
Okay.
Habitat and that sort of thing, and my BS was in a broader wildlife, fisheries, forestry, that kind of thing. And
what exactly what was the career that you did with that?
Well, what I thought it was going to be was I'd maybe go off out west and get a job with a state agency or something and work out there. What I ended up doing was getting a job between my BS and my master's. I got a job with a federal agency here in Tennessee, the Tennessee Valley Authority, which many people have heard of. It's one of the last New Deal creations from Franklin Delano Roosevelt's day. That's another history lesson. But and I was pretty proud of that, actually. I mean, they have a long reputation of a lot of things, some good, some bad, but mostly good.
Yeah.
And I was I was known as a watershed representative there, which basically meant I kind of did anything in the watershed. But most of my work there was done doing wildlife habitat enhancements, managing federal property. TVA has a lot of lakes. Most people know TVA about their lakes, or that they sell electricity. And but the three main reasons TVA was formed was to prevent flooding, create jobs actually in the Depression. They were one of the Depression era projects, and produce power. But the power wasn't actually the main thing. Environment and economic development in the area, trying to improve. A lot of people don't realize how poor Tennessee was when they came in. Most people in Tennessee had no electricity prior to TVA, so that was in the mid 1930s. It's not been that long, not really that long ago. And James is saying it. That's right, James. He sure was. It was. And I think still is for the most part. But the power stuff tends to get a lot more press than the natural resources part. Yeah. So I did stuff like surveys for endangered species, any kind of project that's going to disturb a lot of property or wetlands or that sort of thing has to go through environmental review. So I did that, and did everything from managing people getting dock permits on the water to have a boat dock to, how much if they went in and cut down trees they weren't supposed to. Or, it's federal property. It belongs to everybody in this room and everybody online and everybody in this country. Most people don't think that way, but it was all the land was bought that time with taxpayer money back in the 30s during the Depression, and when TVA was started, and later, of course, changed. But so I did a lot of that kind of stuff, managed.
That's cool.
And dealt with a lot of people, the public. I did a lot of deed interpretation. And do what?
I said, lucky you.
Yeah, lucky me. The public is not always my first choice. I mean, it's so anybody that does, like you, I appreciate that, because I've sat on the other side of that table quite a bit, and it's not always fun. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah, it has its moments.
But yeah, it does. The worst, probably one of my worst days was someone had contacted us about getting a dock permit, and I got to go out and check it for them and to see what the situation was, and realized that they were building a house on federal property.
Whoa.
That someone up there had sold them, supposedly. So they had built an entire house. It was 80% completed.
Oh, no.
And I had to tell them they were going to have to tear it down or something because they couldn't build it there.
That's crazy.
And that wasn't a lot of fun that day, but and that went on. It took about 7 years to get that resolved. They got out. They sued the guy that sold them the property, and he paid off to get rid, so they wouldn't take him to court. But he fought us tooth and nail for that. That was terrible. It took us a long time, but we got it knocked down. I mean, you can't just go in and build a house in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park or the Everglades, for that matter, or TVA property in this case, because it's not your land.
Right. That's crazy.
I had a woman argue with me one time. She said there was a state park not far from where I worked, and the state park, the land for the state park had been donated by TVA in the 40s, and the state park had this property, and she'd built a house up next to the state park property and put a swimming pool on the state park. And she could not understand why the state park warned her off. They were going around telling people, you got to get off our property. And she said, why? I built this swimming pool. It's mine. And I said, well, what if they built it on your property? Would that be okay? Well, no, that's not okay. It's strange. People look at things funny. I'm sure James has dealt with that a lot.
I'm sure.
Since he's a lawyer. So
yeah.
We had a whole floor of those, as they say.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's funny how people just adapt a certain perspective that suits what they want to see instead of actual reality.
Exactly.
It's very interesting. I usually just take the approach of a big smile, and then whatever comes out of my mouth is going to be fine because I'm smiling at them. They can't get too angry at me, because if I tell them, I'm sorry, no, you can't do that, then as I'm smiling, it's easier to accept. So that's just my approach that I take, is all news comes through either gritted teeth and a smile, or
that's a good way to put it. And you're probably a lot more tactful about it. Sometimes I wasn't as tactful probably as I should have been, but sometimes you get tired of it. I see something here. Sandy North says that she swears there's camps out in the Everglades. A little bit more trivia stored up here. The Everglades has always been a place where people went to hide, and camps actually are sort of a historical thing in the Everglades. During the Civil War, if you wanted to desert either army, a lot of deserters left the Confederacy and didn't want to be there and went to Florida and hid out in the Everglades. There were actually groups of pirates, if you will, that lived down there in big camps, and some of them had boats, and they kind of raid the surrounding areas sometimes. But basically, they were all just down there hiding out in the Everglades, because who wants to go wandering through the Everglades? Most people don't.
I don't.
It is full of snakes and gators. There's no two ways around that.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. I've never even heard about that.
Yeah, I read it. I've read some books about it, but one book, which was kind of unusual, was about I can't remember the name of it now. I've got it somewhere on my shelf, but it's about two guys who were from the South, there, Alabama, Georgia, I can't remember, and they were after the Civil War when they surrendered and whatever. They had to give up all their rifles and things. The North, if you were a soldier, they took your rifles and pistols, and sometimes they let them keep something for hunting or something. But so these two guys took up the bow and arrow. So they're kind of given credit for being two of the fathers of archery in this country, in a way, along with a couple guys named Pope and Young, or Young and Pope, whichever. But anyway, these two guys decided they'd go to Florida and earn a living hunting. And back then, of course, the bird feather trade was a big thing. So, and they went down there, and their whole book talks about running into these different groups of people that were still living down there. Off in the Everglades, some were hiding, so nobody knew where they were.
Yeah,
and I'm sure it still goes on today because it's a pretty good place to hide.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's coming in there to find you, other than the people that are there hunting the bad snakes that don't belong.
Yeah, and yes, Sandy, that is, most of that is federal land. Some of it's state, some of it is Native American land still. I'm not sure how much they have. I'm pretty sure the Seminoles still have a big chunk down there in the Everglades area, but I can't remember exactly how much.
My nose is so itchy today. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I feel like it's that creepy crawly. I can't get it to stop. But
okay, well, no more creepy crawly talk. So I won't bring it up.
That's crazy, and I think I'm sure that there has to still be people there, but who's going to go in and get them? And would they really spend the money of, the federal government to go and shoo these people off the land that they've been in for who knows how long?
Well, they won't. They will and they won't. I mean, usually what happens is something happens that heightens the situation or causes them to have to go after somebody. Say they are committing crimes and then running off in there and hiding. That they would probably go after them then, and probably in time they work on getting more. But it's just so hard. We were in the same boat. Federal agencies just do not have enough people to do that sort of thing.
Right.
We were so understaffed when I was working that one person, myself, I had 48,000 acres or something to keep an eye on, plus the reservoir itself and just that kind of thing. It was just a lot of people a few people over a lot of land, and same thing goes with the federal government in Florida or anywhere else. There's just not enough personnel to always spend on that, so it becomes it doesn't become a big priority.
Right.
And so they get away with it until for some reason they have to go in there and push the button. Doesn't mean they don't want to. There's always people that would like to fix it because they know it's not right. We used to have homesteaders or squatters on our property. And with the homeless population in this country, and I won't get on a soapbox, but that's become a bigger issue because they're always looking for some place to camp and live for a certain amount of time. And we used to let people not cater to the homeless, but we had a rule that you're only supposed to stay on our property 2 weeks at a time.
Right.
You could camp for 2 weeks and you had to move on somewhere else. And I had to move some people because of that a few times. Sometimes I would try to tell them someplace else to go because I actually felt sorry for them. But but they were living on federal property. They really weren't supposed to be there. And most of them, some of them I'm sure could probably do better, but a lot of them just couldn't help it. I mean, I've met some really sad situations that I'm softy when it comes right down. I could get mean with people, but most of those people I couldn't. It's hard for me to get mean with them. I'd rather find them another place to go.
Right. Yeah. Hitchhiking Bones, I love that. Hiding in the fire swamp. Wesley and Buttercup would be proud. I love that. That's so funny. Oh, now I want to watch that movie.
Dean's wanting to talk about bunnies too, so I guess we better go or turkey legs.
Bunny turkey legs.
Bunny legs. Let's talk about bunny legs.
Oh no.
You ever think about that rabbit's foot you carry in your pocket for good luck?
Oh, it's so gross.
Wasn't good luck for the rabbit, I don't think.
No, it's really bad luck. How did you end up on a keychain?
Yeah, really.
Oh, man.
Never thought about that when I was a kid, and then later on I thought, something about that's not right.
Yeah, how is that good luck? My goodness. Dean said he had a bunny when he was a kid named Furball. I never
And
had
what,
any
furball?
Furball. I never had a bunny.
We had a couple of bunnies for a while.
Don't they just poop everywhere?
Oh yeah.
They poop a lot.
And if if you've got a male and a female, you usually have lots of babies everywhere too.
Yeah. No, thank you. That's just more poop.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah, we're done with the animals in our house for a little while, I think. We had a lot of reptiles when the kids were little. We had fish. We had African cichlids that had babies in like a 55-gallon fish tank that was really cool. But my kids have had a knack for killing every living thing that has been in our house. So I just decided to not, I don't want to bring another living animal in our house knowing their demise, like their future. I have it. It's not a crystal ball. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So when my kids were talking about getting some, I don't know, a reptile the other day, I was like, no, we're not doing that. I'm not going to just bring one in the house so that eventually it'll die at your hands. I'm not doing it anymore.
We know I've never tried this. The girls probably would have loved to try it, but I guess you can take bunnies and train them to use a litter box like a cat, which would make them a lot more
bunnies.
And yeah,
you can.
I don't know if you can all bunnies, but some bunnies can be trained to potty, to use a litter box, and
really,
so that would make them a whole lot less bothersome in house, because otherwise you just have little trails everywhere.
Yeah. No, I'm not about cleaning up pellets. Poop.
Yeah. Nothing that poops and can't clean it up, and nothing that poops and can't clean it up is in her house. That's probably a good rule, actually.
Oh, James, you're hilarious.
Yeah.
Rabbit poop is good fertilizer. We had a great garden too. LOL.
I don't know why we never tried that, Dean. We had gardens. I don't remember us ever doing that. We should have.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I remember was plenty of poop.
Yeah. See, I'm done cleaning up poop for the rest of my life. I'm not doing it. I'm done. That ship sailed. Sorry, Mr. Project, if you ever get there, you're headed out. Yeah, that's so funny. Oh, Tina says you can do that. She knew somebody who did. I don't think I've ever known anybody that's owned bunnies. I've only like petted them or seen them at petting farms, or I don't know. We used to have like apple orchards, and at the oh no, Dawn, I didn't think that's when I just take the baby and say, here you go. Just hand him off. But in Michigan, they had apple orchards, and there was always like a petting farm to go with it. So there'd always be like the bunnies and the goats and donkeys. Luke was bit by a donkey at one of those once.
Well, I believe that. They can be biters. I've been bit a few times by ponies, and not donkey, but ponies. And you grow up around that kind of thing. I guess that's because I've had a varied life, but my parents, I'm old enough that, my parents still had outhouses.
Right.
And when we went to visit, but they'd usually have horses or cattle or something around on the farm. So I grew up riding ponies at one side of the family anyway, and probably got kicked and bit more than once. But
really,
yeah, but that's just part of it, I reckon. Nothing ever got me in the head that I know of. That could be a problem. That could be part of the problem now. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I've actually never ever been on a horse or a pony. Never even
Never ever even.
Never ever, like not at all. Which is really weird, being from Michigan, to not ever have been on a horse at all. Like not even at the fair where you go around and like for a pony ride, the little I don't know, it's weird.
That is strange. You talk about going to the farms where they had stuff like that. Yeah, I figured you would. Maybe I just think everybody's probably ridden one time, but I guess that's not. I should know better.
Most people, I think I'm the exception to the rule. I think, well, I guess I don't think my kids have either. Sean has been on horses, but yeah, not me. I don't know. I was thinking about that like a year ago when we were planning when I was going to Disney all the time. I thought it would be really cool to go to Fort Wilderness and do one of those special tours where they have the horseback rides throughout the land there, and that would be my first horse experience. But
we did that.
Oh, really?
I took my oldest daughter on a. We did that one. I think only once, but that was one of the things on the list to do when I first started going back to Disney. I went to Disney the first time in the 70s, just a couple years after they opened, and went while I lived down there. I went several times. Of course, back then there was only the Magic Kingdom,
Right?
And I guess 2 hotels and the campground. The Poly, the Contemporary, and the campground were pretty much all that were there then. And but we went usually on day trips when I lived in Daytona or something. We'd go over. But one of the things I always wanted to do, because I grew up watching all that stuff on Disney, when I was young. So I've always been a fan. I couldn't wait to go. But one of the things I always wanted to do was do the horseback ride, just because you could.
Yeah.
So that year I got laid off. We went with the girls. I guess it was the second time we took them down. We'd scheduled a horseback ride with my older daughter and myself. My wife can't really ride horses. She gets all googly eyed. Her eyes pop out of her head when she gets around horses. And I came home from work one night, just another side story. She may be listening, so she'll yell. I came home from work one night. I was working night shift, early airplane job up in Upper East Tennessee, and I came home and she meets me at the door in the house, and she looks like one of those pop-eyed goldfish, And I thought, what in the Sam hell is happening here? Pardon me. And I thought her eyes were going to pop out of her head, literally. So no more horses after that.
You're going to be in so much trouble, Tim.
She'd been out riding horses with a friend of hers. They decided to go for a pony ride or a horse ride. And man, it about scared the crap out of me. I mean, I thought her eyes were going to pop out.
So you just got scared from them, or
no? It was allergies. It was just the dander.
Oh, wow!
She's just too allergic to them, and she may not be now, but she hasn't ever gone back to try it. So she decided that was enough. And when she was growing up, she'd been around horses and stuff, but that one trip was all it took to convince her to stay away from them. So my older daughter and I went for the ride, and it was fun. It was just a lead ride thing, and like I said, I grew up kind of riding horses and ponies and stuff, so it wasn't exciting by any means, but it was fun. It was fun for my daughter. She was only about 10.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she was 10, going on 11, I guess. And so it was a fun thing to do. I've done a few of those things at Disney that, I had to drive the speedboats, the little boats one time.
Yeah.
Because I'd seen them running around there since I was a teenager,
Yeah.
So one of those trips, I made sure we got to go out and go riding around in them, and just stuff like that.
That's fun.
I grew up wanting to do at Disney World, and finally got to do them. And I'd do them all again now if I could.
Yeah.
I'm a kid at heart. My favorite T-shirt is "I'm never growing up." So, which I wore so much it just fell apart. And, I gotta get a new one.
Yeah.
But
Amazon, I guarantee it's there.
Probably.
We actually, I forgot about it until you said that, or I don't know if I've ever talked about it, but we, when we went to Disney for a day, when Christian was like 2.5, we went one day, but we went to Disney Springs. It was actually the downtown Disney at that time, because this is, 15 years ago. And bye, Dawn. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll see you soon. We rented one of the speedboats, and that was a lot of fun. Going around the water. Well, now they do the little like amphicars and stuff like that. But having the little speedboat and going around by Disney Springs was a lot of fun. A fun way to waste an hour and about like $80.
Yeah, well,
but
the price of fun, I guess. But yeah, I think the last time we did that, it was $14 for a half an hour.
Oh wow!
Something that was for the little boats, which only held 1 or 2 people, or
right.
2 people. And so if we rented 2 of them, of course, it's twice that. But
right.
I think the last time, I want to say my oldest daughter rented one, and the youngest daughter rode with me, but I'm not sure. Yeah, and I'm trying to think why Brenda didn't ride with either one of them. Maybe she didn't want to take that chance. Possibility.
That's funny.
But it was fun. I mean, they don't go that fast, but you felt like you were just flying. And
yeah,
I think we did that when we were staying at maybe at the Contemporary. Yeah, I think we were. And does that seem right? I've stayed, and that's. Yeah, I think we were at Contemporary, and I don't know. That's when Discovery Island was still out there. And if you remember Discovery Island before Animal Kingdom came. They had the island in the middle of, I think that's Bay Lake.
Yeah, the lake where it goes from the Poly and the Contemporary to Magic Kingdom, right in there. I
think that used to be Seven Seas Lagoon. I may have my name wrong.
Yeah, nope.
But
you're
the
right.
lake over behind the Poly, not the Poly, but the Contemporary, where Wilderness Lodge and the campground is. On that side of the Contemporary, opposite of the Magic Kingdom. That there's a big island over there I think it started out actually as Treasure Island when they first opened it up, and there was a shipwreck on the island, and you could go out there and picnic. They'd sell you a box lunch, and you could go over there and picnic and hang out on the beach and
hey, Turkey,
play around the wrecked ship, and then you could just have a fun day. But then they turned it into a small zoological area. Had a lot of birds on it. The Galapagos tortoises were there. A few other things, but
hi Jenny, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, they eventually closed that because when they opened the Animal Kingdom up, so it's just there now. Nobody really goes there.
Well, I know I've done a little bit of research about it because I don't think it existed when I went as a kid, but it was just kind of abandoned, and people they have like different vloggers have gone to try to sneak on the island and stuff like that. I've seen those, but a couple of the videos I had seen, it's kind of crazy. They just basically just left it. Like it looks like they just decided to walk away from it and not do anything with all the things that are there. It's creepy.
That's pretty much that's kind of what I thought and heard too. Of course, there wasn't a lot of infrastructure there. There were bathrooms, I think, and there was seems like there was a small animal hospital / area, that they took care of the animals, and you could see stuff going on there.
Yeah.
I don't remember if there was a petting zoo, kind of like there was over at Rafiki's place.
Right.
But, they did that, and then there was a lot of walk-through aviary areas where you were inside a big net, kind of like the walkthroughs they've got now in the Animal Kingdom. Yeah. And but these were much bigger, and they had like elevated walkways, and you can go through. Last time we did that, I think we went over there twice, maybe, but certainly did it once. And my daughter had these earrings in. They were little pearls or something. They weren't real pearls, I don't think. But we went in and we were walking through, and there were these little small parrots. They weren't very big, but they were I can't remember the name of them. They're real pretty. They're orange and yellow, and they'd fly all around you. Of course, they were always looking for food.
Right.
But they landed on her, and they went up her shoulder, and they pulled her earrings out and took off with them. I guess swallowed them. I don't know. Of course,
my
we never got them back, but of course, she actually thought it was kind of funny.
That's
I think
funny.
at first it might have scared her, but after that, it was just kind of a hoot. But
I would have cried.
I don't think she cried. I'd have to ask her again, but
yeah,
I know it happened so fast that we didn't get to stop it. They just pulled it right out, just off they went.
That's so crazy. Oh man. Yeah,
You
I
never
would
know what wildlife's going to do,
yeah,
or
they're
animals.
unpredictable for sure. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm looking at my husband's notepad on here and it's very random. It just like caught my eye. I haven't read it at all until now. I see crab that caught my eye. And then it says jerky, spoiled meat, eggs, bins for
Spoiled
jerky.
meat.
Yeah, what kind of a note is that? That's egg hatching? Oh, it must be for a game.
No.
Anyways, I was a really girly girl when I was little. Not like obviously, I'm not girly girl now, but when I was a kid, I was extra grossed out by like bugs and stuff like that. And I would always want my hair to be pretty and in braids, and I'd whatever. I like to get dolled up, and I'll never forget. We were at my parents loved stopping at rest stops to have lunch or whatever when we were traveling. Part of your world adventures, welcome in. And I'll never forget, we stopped at this one rest stop in northern Michigan. I think we were almost to our destination. I think we're going to the UP. So it was a longer car trip, probably like 5 or 6 hours. And there we were at the picnic table and all of these seagulls like were everywhere. And I was so scared they were going to get my food.
And they will.
They will, but instead they pooped on my hair and
Oh, no.
I started bawling. But the best
Yeah,
part of it,
I might cry for that too. I don't
it
know.
was so gross. I had these cute little braids and my hair was really long and really blonde and they pooped right on my braid. And I remember I just started crying and I turned around and they had that one poop on my braid had gotten my mom's mouth.
Oh, yeah.
It was, so I'm crying about it hitting my hair, and my poor mother has bird poop on her face. But she still took me to the bathroom, and she wiped her face off, but took care of my hair, and she's a good mom. She didn't cry. She didn't cry at all. No, but
No, I'd give her credit for that then.
yeah,
Maybe not crying, maybe throwing up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I definitely would have. I mean, I cried over it being on my hair. I can't even imagine being on my face, in my mouth, nonetheless. That would be horrible. But yeah,
So
wildlife.
did you not go? When did you go to Disney the first time? Was it after you moved to Florida or when you still lived in Michigan?
So technically, we went our first time as a family when Christian was 2. We still lived in Michigan, but it was literally the shortest trip ever. We had just gone down for like 2.5 days and we only went to Epcot. Christian doesn't remember it. It was more for us, like Sean and I, when we went. But that was the first time we went as a family. I had gone as a child. I think I was around like 7 and 11 each time that I had gone as a kid, but the rest of the family, we all went for our first time in 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, 2018 was our first time going officially, really, as a family in June. And that's when like my whole crazy Disney fanatic thing got geared back up and started full blast. And then that's when we got our annual passes and started going. Well, we went the end of June and then I don't want to be in Disney in July or August. So we didn't go then. And we went back September. And then that's when it started going once a month, September, October, November, December. And then just every single month I was going, taking one of my family members with me at a time. And that's when it started. It was more fun to experience it with one-on-one with each of them rather than the kids in competition of attention and messing with one another. But it was a lot of fun. I miss it.
Yeah, Brenda took Jennifer down when she turned 21. And,
drink around the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, not around the. Brenda doesn't hardly drink at all, and Jennifer makes up for it. But she's more like her dad. But yeah, she took her down there and had her first drink, or legal drink anyway, and they had fun with that. But I don't think Kelly ever. I don't know if Kelly ever went down. I always wanted to take. I would like to have done that too when they were younger, taking the girls down.
Yeah.
And of course now they're married and got boyfriends. They wouldn't go with dad. They'd have to take somebody with them. So I don't know if that'll ever happen or not. So we're just wanting to go back. But we've gone down. We started. Like I said, I was down there in the 70s, and probably the last time I was down there then was 76 or probably sometime in 76, and because it was, I remember it being the bicentennial year, and I wanted to be there. I wanted to go there because Disney did a lot of stuff for the bicentennial year, and they had concerts. I remember this is something they don't really do now, but I remember this when I would go down there. Do you know who Jose Feliciano is? I'm sure James does. Some of the other folks here might too, but he's a singer. He's blind, but he plays the guitar, and he's the guy that I think wrote and sang "Won't You Baby Light My Fire," or I can't remember the exact title. Feliz Navidad that they sing at Christmas was a Jose Feliciano song.
Okay.
I saw him at concert there just over near. It seems like it was in a wide open space, but it's probably the theater that's over at Tomorrowland. And you could just see people like that walking, or you'd go around and they would have little concerts like that. And I'm pretty sure, and I could be confused, but I'm almost 99% sure that I saw, this was before Sunny Eclipse was in the launching pad or whatever area, Cosmic Rays, and the Carpenters were there.
Really?
Brother and sister team. Whose first names I can't remember, but they were there one time doing little numbers in between. I don't think Sunny Eclipse was even thought of back then, but if he was, I never saw him.
That's awesome. That's so cool. James.
Yeah, James remembers. He knows those. So, but that they did stuff like that. But like I said, the Magic Kingdom was the only park back then, and that was
awesome, Dean.
Most people were there for a day. I mean, people vacation, but the first time I took my wife down that I can recall, we were dating. She came down to visit me when I was in Florida. Her parents brought her down, and we went over there for a day. And we always said we'd go back, for our honeymoon or something, which we didn't get to do. But then once we started going back, we just went every time we could get a chance, and we started taking the kids there in 92, and 93 was the big year that everything went to pieces. But we managed to go after that. We camped. We've camped several times in tents and campers and the cabins.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really want to do that too.
We took it. She and I by ourselves took a camper down one year, pulled it down, and spent I want to say Christmas. It wasn't Christmas, but it was near Christmas, because that was the first time I ever saw the campground decorated.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Josh and Jenna have gone through there, I think, last year and showed the decorations, and we'd never seen that before. And in fact, we didn't even know they did it, and it was all decorated up. It's pretty neat. People really go out to.
That's awesome. They do that for Halloween now too.
They do. I don't know if they did that back then. Halloween didn't seem like it was as big a deal back then.
Right.
But it was fun. I like the campground. It's a whole different atmosphere than the resorts. You're a little bit remote, and it takes a little bit longer probably to get places. But once I'm down there, I'm probably funny. I park the car if I drive, and I don't want to drive anywhere else. I want somebody to take me. So I just ride a boat, or I ride a bus, or I don't go usually.
Right.
And if it takes me a little while, so be it. I'm just there. We used to consider the bus ride the first ride of the day, so we just make it fun.
That's
We used to
great.
go quite a bit, but we haven't been much in the last 10. We haven't been in the last 10 years.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're really wanting to go back soon. When I get healed up, I'm hoping we can get back down there.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to get you better so you can have your Disney trip, and got to
Yeah.
get that shirt from Amazon, and
Yeah, that's
we'll be all
right.
set.
Yeah, I've got people I want to meet now. We've got this whole new family on YouTube that
It's
I never
pretty
dreamed
amazing.
would be a part of, or know people. And there's so many people like you and James and just everybody on here.
Yeah.
Meet here, meet there, meet in Michigan, meet in Florida. But I'd
I
really
love
like to
it.
run into some people in Disney World and have some fun. So
James, I love that idea. We're gonna have to make that shirt happen for sure.
what did he say?
He said, he says he has a shirt that says, "I may be old, but I saw all the good bands." I
That's right,
love
James.
it. That's so cool. Well, you already have it, so we don't need to make it, but that's awesome. And Tina saw the Carpenters in concert back in the day too, she said. That's so cool. Yeah, you guys had all the great bands. I don't know. I missed out. Now it's just all a bunch of crap. They just they've synthesized their voice and nothing's real, but
And it's
yeah.
funny because we've noticed that sometimes how many songs that we grew up with are redone now because I don't know if a lot of musicians today can't come up with their own music or
Yeah.
I've always really appreciated someone who could write it and sing it and do it. I mean, may or
Yeah.
may not be a Taylor Swift fan, but she does her own thing. She writes her music, plays it.
Right.
Dolly Parton. I always
Yeah.
admired Dolly Parton because she was the same way. She was
Yep.
very talented and wrote her own songs and played them and
Yeah.
sang them and all that. And so my musical tastes are pretty eclectic too. I'm a Tennessee hillbilly that listens to classical music part of the time. So
You're well rounded.
I'm well rounded. I am. As Josh and I say, I'm well rounded.
I love it. Oh, yeah, we need to have a Tennessee meetup. We need to get a Disney meetup. We'll figure these things out once the world gets a little bit more straightened out.
Yeah,
Then
it'll come. It'll be.
Yeah.
It may be next year sometime before it really happens, but it'll happen.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
kind of get their act together a little bit more and actually care for each other a whole lot more.
Exactly.
That's right, James. I'm a Renaissance man. Who said that in the movie? Oh, not the right stuff. Apollo 13. There's a line in Apollo 13 about which one was it? Somebody being a Renaissance man. It's when they were floating around in space anyway.
Oh, I'm vaguely recalling that. It's been so long since I saw that movie, but
yeah,
that's
they're
great.
playing music and it's floating around. They thought they were on TV that time. They really weren't, but they quoted somebody saying, "Yeah, he's a real Renaissance man." So I said, "My mind's full of that kind of stuff. I can play trivia with most of them."
That's great. Well,
Some of it's useful,
on
some
my
of it's
team.
just there. Well, I'd be glad to anytime.
That's fun. Well, we are creeping up on 2 hours.
Yeah,
So.
I know. That's terrible. I can't believe that. I'm sorry everything got messed up early on.
Oh,
I
you're
thought
fine.
the surprise guest was going to be. Actually, Josh popped on, so that was good.
Yeah, I'm
Everybody
glad.
figured it was just him.
I wasn't even expecting him to make it at all. I mean, I wouldn't, ever pressure or make him feel bad for missing out while he's at Disney. So I didn't even think it was funny when I was waiting for you. He had he sent me a message and was like, "Send me the link," and I was like, "Oh, it's a happy surprise." So, and I'm glad
I got
that.
to hear, at least see part of his. I got to hear him a little bit while I was trying to panic and fix things.
Yeah, no, it happens. Like I said earlier in the stream before I got on with you, the whole screen had gone black on the computer. I couldn't connect the headphones and I didn't know what was happening. So I had to wake up my tech guy and Sean.
I am my tech guy, so if I
Yeah.
screw it up, I'm gonna have a problem.
Yeah, well, if it was on me, then we wouldn't even be live right now. So Sean fixed it. And so I get it. Stuff like that happens and it's, don't feel bad about it. It is what it is. But I'm really glad that you got it all fixed and made it so we could hang out and chat with you, and everybody could
It's been my
see
pleasure.
the infamous Tim Pruitt and get to know you a little bit better.
Maybe you'll see me some more if I ever get my act together and I get healed up to get things finished up. I hope to do some things, and I really enjoyed this. So anytime you need a guest host or a partner, just let me know.
For sure,
And,
absolutely.
I'd be glad to help out, and I won't talk the whole time. You know.
we loved you talking. We all are a little bit wiser and smarter because of our good guest Tim Pruitt letting us get more informed about agriculture and wildlife and all of the random fun facts. And that's what Saturdays are for.
That's right. Saturdays are always a good time. So, yeah. And that's right, James. 57 is a very good year. We're a good vintage.
That's great.
And James and I are the same age, so actually, I think he's a couple of months younger than me, maybe, but I can't remember for sure.
Wait, someone's older?
Yeah, I think I am, but I'm not positive about that. I can't remember. I know we've discussed that before.
When's your birthday?
Mine's March 28th.
March 28th. Oh, my mom's March 21st.
Ah,
March birthdays. That's awesome. So
all my girls, Brenda, both kids are born 8 days apart in August.
Oh, really?
The 14th, the 22nd, and the 30th.
That's
no, the 14th. Yeah. Anyway, it comes out to a week apart or something.
That's
and James was born in November, so he's younger. What does he know?
He's always going to be younger than you. Tim.
Always going to be younger, unless he outlives me, which is the way I'm going, he might do. So you never know.
Stop! Don't say that. Yeah, we have the same thing in our household where I'm in January, and then I was just talking about it earlier. Sean and Luke have the same birthday, and then Christian is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Christian's 2 days before that. So October is the big birthday festivities for them, and then I get my own month. So no one can infringe on my birthday rights of January and get it all to myself. They have to share a cake.
Is it far enough away not to be influenced too much by Christmas? I mean, yeah, good. I always kind of felt sorry for people born on Christmas. They kind of get lumped in there. It's probably not fair.
I don't get lumped in with Christmas, but everyone got their credit card bills by the time it's my birthday. So
so I can see how that would work against you probably.
Yeah.
And then they're all spent out.
I get like an old shoebox of popsicle sticks for my birthday. That's about it.
Oh, mercy. Yeah.
But thank you for hanging out with us for the first time. Welcome in. Glad that Pete sent you, but may helped you find your way here with us, hanging out, getting to know Tim Pruitt a little bit better. You guys are all so awesome. Tim, don't exit. Don't push any buttons yet.
I'm not touching anything.
I'll say bye to you
okay.
off screen in just a minute. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you all are staying happy and healthy and safe. Don't get in a fight with a potato peeler. And I don't know, take your multivitamins. I think that's probably a good idea. Drink a lot of water.
Everybody.
You guys have a great weekend.
Thanks for saying hi. It's been a pleasure. Thanks, Lynn.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.